especially in the car business. It gets very stressful. Working on cars is really not as easy as people would like to think or make it out to be. There was a lot of tests, and of course you had to pass all of them. And ADD. Well, we're at my apartment right now. I did actually buy a house recently, and I can't wait to get out of here. I've been in this part of Philly since 2009. Been here about 3 years now. I mean, it's enough time to get established, really. There's where I park, and it's actually right in front of my windows. I actually have the bottom floor. That I'm not crazy about at all. I feel like I'm sleeping in the shop under a car when I look out the window and see that.
My youngest is Robert, and he's 27 now. He was first identified when he was 5. When he was about 2 years old, sometimes I would rock him and I would sing to him. And whenever I would sing to him, he would turn around on my lap and do this. Cover my mouth with his hand, like he didn't want me to sing. I saw certain deficiencies that, you know, to a parent, they kind of look cute. They're mispronunciations and, you know, using different words for things that, you know, he wouldn't say things in a way that you expected to hear them.
Come on. This here is my Mustang. It's almost completely restored. I've changed these coil packs right here, of course. This engine's been changed. I've also changed the exhausts. And this thing does tend to be exceptionally loud. I mean, there's really only one thing that makes a doctor's job harder than my job, and that is my patient's only a machine. People with ADD, it's always whenever it comes to being good at something, it's always that you're either really good at it or just really bad at it. It was kind of when I was in middle school.
What did they say?
They basically just described it like you have a hard time paying attention because you have a learning disability. But you see, there was one part that was actually kind of frustrating. There were actually some teachers who did not really respect the idea of certain kids having ADD, and they would actually criticize you right in front of the whole class for having trouble paying attention. And that could have been something that resulted in getting picked on, and it did.
What happened to Robert, I've noticed happens to a lot of kids. When you have some kind of a difference and you stand out, by the time the kids hit middle school, lots of them become targets. He had his car keyed a number of times. He was attacked a number of times on school grounds. They need to really do something about the bullying. It was a real problem for us. It caused a lot of anxiety. It made Robert very uncomfortable when he was in there trying to learn. He was also having to watch his back.
I've got into fist fights, of course. I mean, typical guy, teenager. I mean, you're high. I mean, you're young. Your testosterone level's starting to rise, and you don't know what to do with it, so you start. So you get a little short-tempered. If you gave one of them away to the cops, regardless if the police arrested him or not, you would then have the rest of his crowd coming right after you and making every effort they could to turn your life into a living hell. If anything, to them, getting into trouble was something to brag about. Like, oh, I'm in jail. Oh, I did time in jail. I'm a real big tough guy. You've seen movies, you know, with like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan taking down like a whole bunch of guys at once, but that's a movie. You won't see anything like that in real life. This is this here is Mayfair. Very, very, very little crime. I mean, you can see all these houses are in very nice shape. They got nice lawns. Everybody's got a nice car. This is the house that I just bought. I'm not moved in yet, but we're looking to move in within the next month or two when we get the work finished. I'm going to be repainting the entire house. I'm going to have to raise this up a little bit. We're going to be extending the closet and replace every appliance is being replaced. In 11th grade, I had an incident where I was getting tortured a little bit, and needless to say, I blew up on the guy. He got a beat down, and they actually, believe it or not, tried to expel me for that. I was minding my own business, and these guys are just coming at. This guy's just coming at me with everything he's got. You know, it's like the teacher's he can't even teach because of that, and it's kind of funny because the teacher wouldn't even do anything about that, and until I would get up and defend myself as a result of the teacher not doing anything about it like they're paid to. I worked for what I have now. I did work for what I have now. I never stopped. I never at any point took a break in my life from making money.
I am very proud of him. He's done things that I know a lot of other people wouldn't have bothered with.
It's always been like this for my life. All the ups have always been really, really, really good, like priceless kind of good, and all the downsides have been like nightmare kind of bad. I'm gonna tell you something. The bad guys, they can cause damage. It's not possible for them to win in the absolute end. It's just not possible.